Hello, everybody. I am tuning in for tonight. Have a few things going on that we're going to work on as a group. So I base coated my round last night. So then I'm gonna put my guide marks on it with the group as we get situated here. Hey Mason, how are you? Hey Judy. Still a little disorganized. Good. I had a kind of a long day. I had a long and oh my goodness, that doesn't even want to go back in there. A long infusion patient that was like almost 2 hours away from home. So I spent a good part of my day driving and then a good part of my day doing an infusion. I give up on my 5 7/8. This is pretty close, Judy. Let me measure mine. Let me see if I can appease you. Let me measure mine. So are mine. Can you see that? So are mine. It's close enough. You probably can't see. But you'll be fine. It's better than 6.5. Because the 6.5 was kind of taking you, hi Jessica, taking you into having, to come up with more things to paint. But yeah, so it was a long day, but I got home. Hi, thank you for the heart meme, MJ. But look at how these turned out. My goodness. I need a bigger workspace. So that's the one with with the oh my gosh, I'm gonna lose my mind. Satin varnish on it, and then I did this one so to add a little bit of shine to it. And then this is the purple one. So, pretty, right? They came out nice. I wanted to share that since we were working on those together. Happy Thursday. I know, they all came out really pretty. I swear, we really haven't had one that didn't come out nice. Hello, Cece. Sorry, I'm sharpening my chalk pencil. Again, I'm still kind of settling in tonight. Okay, so tonight we're painting together, but I did not have I thought this was going to be a light gray base coat, but it turned out it's called Misty Morning, but it's a little lavender-y, which is fine because I can see my guide marks on it. But the goal was a light gray, and then we're going to mix up an ombre palette, a custom color palette, doing black and grays, and get Judy's friend's gift taken care of. So I'm going to go ahead and mark this and start with that. Is everybody marked off? Am I behind? Obviously, I couldn't do mine last night because Why does it say I shared the live? I didn't share anything. I guess TikTok is sharing it out on my behalf. I don't know. I always see that and I think that is the weirdest thing. So am I the only one who's still doing guide marks? Who's painting tonight? Who? Okay. This came. I'm Rescue Dogma. This came in a set of 5. I can't really. What I can do is if you want a list of the beginner supplies, it's easier if you do that because I don't want to get in trouble by saying a certain name. In the bottom left-hand corner, if you're new here and anybody wants a list of the like shopping list for beginner items, there's an orange box at the bottom with a white arrow. You can shoot me a message there. Just simply say, I want your shopping list or whatever. It's going to ask you for an email address. I do not need an email address, but the stencil stuff and information is in there. Whose name is... Oh, this is for Mandala Meg. Like, I don't know who that is, Judy. Beautiful. Okay. Yes, you're welcome. Like I said, that's just easiest because TikTok gets funny about certain things, and that's it. It's been it's working out. So let's just put it that way. So yeah, we all have to make these beautiful. She is she's an I've followed Mandala Meg for ever since I probably started painting. Thank you for the heart, me. Yep. I just was on the other platform following them, and I guess a lot of them came over here and started their thing over here. Thank you for the wink winks. Thank you. I think we met our goal for that one because it cha-chinged over here. All right, so just marking our guide marks. Again, if you're new here, I guess I should introduce myself. We have a lot of regulars, but I'm Victoria. I am a nurse and a nurse practitioner student, and I've been painting, thank you guys, mandala style dot art for, oh gosh, it's been over 3 years now. And what happens when I'm in school, I'm in a nurse practitioner program. Happens when I'm in school, I don't get to paint. I could, but it will take me a long time to finish a project, which if you've ever started a project and like you can't find time to finish it, you would know what I mean. So this helps me keep my mental status stable, and in turn I get to paint. And these 6-inch rounds usually take us to lives. I'm live Sunday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time till about 10:30. And then there are some variations if I have a patient or something like that. But for the most part, so tonight we'll start on this. Judy, you can finish it on your, ahead if you want. Otherwise, the rest of us will finish it. We'll vote. Usually we vote towards the end of the live if we want to keep working on it or if we want to start something else. So I'm going to set that aside and start the color palette. Another thing that I do recommend is some 110-pound paper. It not only is it helpful to practice on, but you can put your color palettes on it. So like in this case, because it's different than a black or anything, I would put a swatch of paint in this book, as well as swatches of every color that we make. You have a week? Okay. Well then, like I said, hi, how are you? Hi, Angie. Oh my God. Christine, Kathleen. Oh my God. Is it Christine or Kathleen? I don't know. I just blanked. Catherine. Oh my God. I was close. Okay. Everything but. You have a week. Is this like an exchange thing you're doing, or is it just an event for her, Judy? Okay, so this is Lamp Ebony Black, and I'm going to use this full strength in the first one. And I am going to fill it up quite a ways, even though we probably won't use all of it. But I don't like thank you for the heart, me. Cool. I don't like it too shallow, because if your tool hits the bottom of it, you won't get the right amount of paint. Okay, so then going forward, I'm going to add less and less black, and I'm actually not going to add very much in any of these, right? Because I want it to be gray. So we'll start with that. So like there's a drop in here, well, maybe a quarter teaspoon, and a little bit more, but I want them to be grays. And then I'm going to use Snow White to mix the colors. I do tend to like to do ombre style color palettes. That's just my norm. But if you've been hanging around at all, you've noticed that we do, the community challenges me to do different things. And they all come up very nice. I have to go get a paper towel or two. So how is everybody's smoke situation? Ours is, it seemed like it wasn't too bad earlier in the day, but it got worse. There's like no breeze either. I know, it's my favorite session. I've been using those paper pots. Paper pots. 500? Yuck. Cece, that's bad. Yeah, I heard that too. Yeah, I heard you guys were flooding. But, Catherine, paper pots? They're paper? Sorry, I digress. I try to... Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining. We are working on a custom palette. And I started with black and then add a little bit lesser amounts in each one of the pots. And then I filled them up a little bit with white. We're painting on it's supposed to be light gray. Turned out to be like a lavender, but I think it'll be pretty just the same. We were in the purple zone. Paint pots, okay. Really well, right? Did you get the big ones, or are you just using the small ones? It really saves. It saves you, especially if you don't get to finish. Like when you start working on a 10 or a 12 inch, I mean, sometimes you'll be able to finish it in a day, but you know, if you got stuff to do, especially if you mix like a custom palette, you're gonna, it's not gonna, you're gonna end up mixing and it can get frustrating. The big ones, I like the big ones, so yeah. And that's why, I mean, you know, it's nice to just have it because then you can just go to it whenever you want. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining. If you have any questions, ask them in the chat. Right now, I'm mixing up our custom color palette for tonight's project. We are doing a black, gray ombre on this lighter background. It's supposed to be light gray. We're pretending it's light gray, but it actually is morning mist, and it kind of has like a little purple, but I think it'll be pretty just the same. If you have any questions, like I said, drop a question in the chat. Somebody will answer it. If I don't see it, I want to make sure this mixes really well. I mean, the marble effect is cool, but maybe not so much the goal. So when you're mixing custom palettes, you can do them in these smaller paint pots, but because we're painting over a couple of nights, I don't want to mix paint 2 nights in a row. And you can you end up wasting it a lot of paint. What looks silvery? Well, we're going for like a gray palette, like, you know, ombre. So they'll be, I mean, I guess silvery. Judy, are you using any metallic in yours? Are you using, what are you going to use in it? Are you going to use Bliss Drops? You know what? I'm going to turn this light on. See if that helps a little bit. I feel like, see, now the light is on. I wonder if that helps. I have this overhead light too. I forget to turn on sometimes. Okay, well, let's see what we end up. Let's see where we start. Let's see how this goes. I have 0 plans. I'm just curious if you had goals. So, like I said, this, just make sure you mix it good. Yeah, I got black on the bottom. Hang on, let me... Okay. Almost done, and then we'll see what it looks like on the black there, even though we're not doing it on black. Hopefully it won't last. Angie. Oh, the smoke. I don't know. The last couple of years it lasted, I swear, like it seemed like forever. There's so many memes. Thank you for the follow, Melissa. There's so many memes out there saying, hey, Canada, we can't breathe. It's bad. Like for people with asthma and like chronic lung disease, that's bad out there. I'm sure the ERs are going to get full. There we go. So this one will be pretty light, but we'll keep mixing it. So if you're new here, say hi in the chat. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Quite a few of us are in areas where, you know, we're getting a lot of the smoke from the Canadian wildfires. I don't know what is that called? Hi, Lori. By Friday night. I heard it's really bad. Oh, in Sandusky. I wonder, thank you for the heart me. Yeah, there was a little bit of a breeze today, but not like yesterday. So I wonder but I don't know what our air quality is. Okay. All right. So what I do with this now is I'm going to actually, this is the morning mist. I'm just going to color swatch that into. This is the one thing I picked that's broken on the end. Oh boy, the birds are trying to go to bed. They're having an issue. All right, let me get my smaller one. Hang on. Let's try this. Okay, so that's the base coat. And then, of course, this isn't going to show up on here, but this is black. Okay. And then this is the next color, which is like a slate gray, I would say. Okay. A little lighter. I think the assessment was it's silvery. And then a lighter gray. I had a lot of paint on that one, huh? I just got it all over the place. Hi, Rhode Island. How are you? There's a fire in Wisconsin now, up north, or oh God, hang on a minute, guys. I got to wipe that paint off before it ends up in my face and hair. Welcome in, Kate Mack. Are you? I mean, you're in Rhode Island. Are you affected by these fires at all? What do you think? What did you end up with, Judy? Something similar, other than the base coat? Okay, well, that's good. So then maybe like it is improving, like Cece said, she's in Michigan. No, right? Michigan? Oh my God, where's everybody at? There's a fire in Wisconsin, but Cece, you're in Michigan. Okay. You know what I need? I need like a little map of the U.S. And then I have to plug everybody's name in so that I remember, and we'll just put it on the screen so that I just look up. But some of the states would run out of room. There is quite a few of us, like up here in the Midwest and in the New England area, but then there's also people in Texas, so we're kind of like all over. Okay, so that would be fun, right? I'm sure there's something that can be done with that. I mean, there's AI for everything, right? Okay, Judy, are you chiming in? where are you at? Are you mixed up? Is everybody mixed up and ready to go? Ready? Okay. My poor patient today. He's pretty with it, but his diagnosis is really starting to play havoc on his mind, and it's a shame. Yeah, add more white to the very, yep, that'll work. Okay. Well, if you're here, we're making history again because I have never done a black and gray. Well, I shouldn't say that because we did do this forever ago, but it's not really black and gray. So this is the first time, again, never painted on a lavender background either. Yeah, I'll have to, well, you know what? Maybe we'll work on that. I'll have to write down everybody's info and we'll see what we can do. Get that on there. See how we can do that. That'd be fun. Yes, every night, apparently. Every night we're doing that. So I'm going to actually start with the lightest color for the center, because I think if I do that, then I'll be able to do a top dot, and then that will really make that center stand out. So, okay. Before I continue, there's 45 of you here. So I'm going to assume some of you are new maybe to dot art, maybe you're not. But let's go over the tools real quick just in case somebody is. We mixed a custom color palette tonight. That's not something unusual for us. We try to do that a lot. We have been working on 6-inch rounds with just beginner dotting patterns and swooshes, which is something everybody's working on, including me. I am not like a professional. I am just online doing a live and showing people what I know and enjoying the company that comes to visit. We have a really great community, so we enjoy each other's time. Thank you for the follow. So in this case, these are pretty standard looking tools. There are many out there, but on this particular set, this whole side, they're all the same size dot or point, okay? And then on the other side, it goes from small to bigger. We use these a lot in dot art, okay? And in larger mandalas too, okay? In addition to that, depends on what we're doing, but we use various sizes of acrylic rods. There are other options, but I try to introduce people to this inexpensively. This is a set available. These helped me tremendously because I have an astigmatism, and I'm not sure if it's because it's white that helped me, but this is relatively, and I say relatively inexpensive. Thank you for the follow, Pamela. Thank you for the follow, Cam. I say relatively inexpensive a lot. I'm literally a broke student right now, so like I wouldn't be able to go out and buy all of this stuff right now. Even though I'm a nurse, I'm just not working. So you can use a toothpick, a Q-tip, the end of a pencil, the end of a paintbrush, anything that's going to give you a dot. Some of the community members have bought like the basic stuff and they are painting along with me. I invite you to do that same thing. If you want a beginner shopping list as a suggestion, like suggested items, you can message me in the bottom right hand corner. There's an orange box with a white arrow, and you can just send me a message there, like requesting the shopping list or beginner list or whatever words. It seems to ask for emails. I don't need your email. I just message you back here. So if I don't message you back, something happened, because I've noticed that's happened before. After we get off, when I go to look for messages, there's no messages. But then when somebody messages me again, then I get it. I don't know if it's because I'm not like following you back, or I don't know. I cannot fully grasp this app yet. I'm still learning. Okay. Let's see. Okay, no new questions. All right, so I'm using the blue. Okay, for our center dot, you want a good amount of paint. And you're going to center it. It doesn't always center. You're going to do the best you can. Oh, yeah, I'm glad I went with that one, because then when I go to top dot, it'll look like I've been on it for 5, right? I mean, and you've been going live that long, or you just kind of new to going live? Because it's confusing. I'm going to lower you guys a little bit. I feel like we have a little bit of leeway for going closer. I feel like there's a shadow though. Did my light go off? Yeah, my light died. We'll see. Okay. All right, so we're going to go small. So we're going to use the small end of the yellow tool. Okay, and I'm not going to use that next one, so I'm going to use the third one. So I want a little bit of contrast. Did that mix? Yeah. Now you want a good amount of paint, because you want a dot, but you don't want them touching. And your goal is that they're about the same distance apart, the same size, not touching each other. Stop touching me. Every time I say that, that's what I think of. Now, Judy, be patient with yourself. Hi, Lenny, how are you? I did. You missed it. Your center dot almost matches your background. Okay, so that's okay if it's almost, because we can top dot it and that will bring it back out. Make every dot have a purpose. But remember, we added white. So what happens when we add white to paint? It can get thin. So just, if you need to do a few practice dots on a piece of paper, take your time and do that. Okay? Because I did. I do on these. On the bigger pieces, no. Well, yes and no. I can send you, I've been uploading the whole live. I can send you a link if you shoot me a message so I don't forget. And then you can watch there. But no, I use a stencil. Did I send you the shopping list? Because if I did, the stencils are there. I can show you what it looks like. And remember, guys, your dots and my dots are not going to be exact, and they should never be, right? We paint different. The goal is that we learn to be flexible, right? Because, and then I'm going to pause here. Hang on a minute. I'm going to pause. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to squeeze in 2. So, yeah, so I'll just send you I'll send you the list and the information for the live too. But you have to send me a message because I will not remember. I'm just going to be honest. I'm not going to remember. All right. Trying to figure out what we need to do about the shadow here, because that's literally driving me insane. Trying to, because my light went out again. That is just driving me insane. Is that okay for you guys? Because it really, for me, it shadows my thing, like right here. Okay, you're good? Okay. As long as you guys are good. Okay, so now I think I'll actually go back to 4. I just didn't want to do these two right next to each other because should I get them? We know what it is, right? 1, 2, 3, and 4. But let's mark it in case I. Thank you for the rose, Marcia. How are you? You haven't been here in a hot minute. You been okay? All right, good. All right. If we get to something that I need to hold it up, I'll hold it up. Okay, so the reason I didn't want to do that is because it was so close to the other one. Hanging in there? Well, I think that's about all most of us can do. All right, Judy and everybody else, large end of the yellow. And I don't do this any way other than I just pick a spot, add a dot, and start going around. No pattern or anything. I don't worry about that. Now, in some of them I will. I'm not worried about that because I feel like when you start to focus on that, every other in between and all of that, you can't focus on, actually, what you're doing. You're worried more about placement than just getting your dots around. You're busy. Yeah, we were chit-chatting and working, and it came out really pretty. Did you see the end result? Look how pretty it came out. Thank you for the follow. Came out so pretty. Thank you for liking the live. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. So, yes, if you're new here, say, right? It came out so pretty, Lenny. If you're new here, say hi in the chat. Ask questions. Hi, Kristen. Yes, that came out so good. That was my very first round mandala rainbow palette. I have never done that. I'm an ombre kind of person. I like to make like custom palettes like we did tonight, starting with a primary color and adding a lighter color. That's kind of my jam. But it was so fun doing that with the community. It was really fun. Okay, I got to pause here. 1, 2, 3 is tight, but 2 is too small. All right, let's see what's going to happen here. I think I'm going to, because there's that white in there. If I go too crazy, they're going to bleed together. Okay, I think that's what I'm going to go with. Thank you for the follow. I did not drink enough water today. I have a frog in my throat. So, thank you for the follow, Nana. I told you guys last night about the tractor delivery and then it went back and then all of that. Thank you for the follow. Okay, I'm going to get something else here to drink real quick. I have like a protein drink I'm trying to drink because, like I said, I didn't really do enough hydration. Thank you for the heart me. Thank you for joining the fan club too. These are 15s. But I use 15s because I do the large mandala. I think 10 is 3 or 10. But remember, Judy, remember what I told you about those. You really have to read the description in wherever you're buying them from. Because sometimes they'll say 15 ml total or something like that, and you're going to get the itty bitty ones. We completed some stage. Thank you for the follow, Deborah. So in the shopping list, I have the 15 mLs here. Like I said, that's just what I use because then I can mix up the whole thing and have it for a whole mandala. I think 10 would be fine. Yeah. I feel like as you guys start to paint more, you're going to want them. And you can reuse them. These work too. It's just you can't mix up very much. And then you have to mix up some every night. Or you could put, did we say you could put, I think somebody suggested you could put that in a Ziploc and put it in the fridge. Or am I making that up? And it would keep for like a day. I might be making that up. Okay. We're going to go another row, and I'm going to hop over here to 2, and let's just do the large end of the white. Now, Judy, is there any, thank you for the rose. Is there any design that you want to have in here? I mean, I know you're wanting it to be like perfect, and how I feel about, she's going to love it no matter what. Yeah, I figured that, like, if you had a one of the paint palettes and you had a big enough Ziploc, you could put it in the Ziploc and then put it in the fridge. And it should keep overnight. I know I used to, like, when I was painting inside the trim work and I would get tired, I'd take the brush, put it in tin foil and put it in the fridge and it would be fine for a while. Days, okay. No brush stroke. Well, we're not going to do brush strokes because we're gonna where it's beginners. I don't mind doing brush strokes with you guys, but it's a little bit harder for people to, and then I don't want them to get frustrated. Oop, that one was a little big. I tapped one too many times. I was talking and tapping. Yes, Judy, sorry, big end of the white. So if you're following along, remember, and you're not sure your dot size and you want a little more paint, you can tap, tap, tap to get more paint off. And I am doing on that on this one only because I like the way that is looking. Judy, thank you for challenging me yet again on something I've never done. I'm actually loving, Cece, what do you think with your background? I love that little misty morning mist. I think it's a pretty color. Yeah, I think so too. Again, an unexpected, because when I picked it up, I thought it was a gray, but then as I started using it, I'm like, nope, that has definitely got a lavender in it. Okay, so those of you that are out there watching, this is what I tell the group here. It does. This is what happens sometimes when you come around and you're closing it up, you have to make a decision. I was not going to be able to get three dots in there, which is what I would have liked to have done. So I just did two, spaced them a little bit more apart and made them a little bigger. By the time this is all done, nobody is going to notice that. There's going to be so many things going on this piece, nobody will notice it. It is listed under the grays? Huh. It is a 6-inch, Lenny. Yes. Actually, we measured it. They market them as 6-inch, but it's actually 5 7/8. But we're calling them 6 inches. We just found that out tonight because Judy got another order in, and when she measured them, they were not quite 6 inches, but then I had to measure mine, and mine's the same. I mean, it says morning mist. I mean, it looks, but when you put it on that, it definitely has like a purple hue to it. I would have dotted on the lines and filled it in. You can do that. You can do that. If you have guide marks, if you can do that, yes. So many times the thing is if you look, some of these are landing on the guide marks, but some of them are not. But if you have guide marks, that helps. Remember, in the middle here, I didn't really have guide marks. Thank you for the follow, Crafty Arizona. Yeah, and so it's kind of at this, now you could say, okay, I'm going to do a dot here and a dot here and make them bigger. And as a matter of fact, we could do that just to show you what that looks like, because we've never really done that. But yeah, and so when I'm doing a large mandala, I use a compass. So then in the middle here, we do get circles. So that makes it way easier when you're doing a large piece to keep everything centered. I mean, I feel like it's kind of, Jessica, I think it'll be fine. It just, that's what I put on there. And then it just so happens that CC had the same color. It's, well, what the whole thing is Judy is doing it for her friend. We're just painting along. She's painting along and we're just doing it. Dawn, thank you for the follow. So does that make sense, Tasha? If you have lines, you could do that. But since we're talking about it, let's do something like that. So basically, hang on a minute. You could dot here, 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 here on all the lines. Now, if you use a large tool, let's just do it. I'm going to go up for the black because we haven't even used it yet. But I'll show you guys what that looks like. You don't have to do this. Gray I made, but it's too close back or so. And that's fine. Why? You're improvising, Jessica. Great job. Yeah, you're improvising, and that is perfectly fine. Those of you that are painting along, you don't have to do this, and I don't even know where your lines are, but I'm going to show you what I believe we're talking about. So like if you go here, and just kind of like when we're painting and doing the bigger dots. Now, you don't necessarily have room in there, right, Tasha? So what we'll do here is micro dots. You could make these dots bigger and spread them out more. Okay. But it's rare that you're going to get them to touch. Okay? I mean, some people will do like a cross. They'll divide this up. So they'll dot here and here, and then here and here. Even though I'm type A, Tasha, I am not doing that. Okay? I'm not doing that. I want to enjoy what I'm doing, and that's too much work. That's too much thinking for me. So I typically just go around in a circle, and then when I get to the end, I just take my time and I think about what's happening. Hang on a minute. I got to go up and down, and I have a tendency to go on the side. So is everybody following along? Like I said, what I'll do in between here is fill that up with some micro dots. You don't have to use the black if you don't want to. I wanted to get the black in there. I can't. Like, I want to enjoy it. If I start thinking too much, it's not fun. Does that make sense? And I mean, like, when I work on big pieces, you got to think. When I'm doing this with you guys, I don't want to think like that. This is something where I'm trying to like show beginners where, we're all going to have something different at the end of the day. But yeah, some people are able to do that. And I'm like, I can't. I can't. I'll look at comments in just a second. I want to get these down. And remember what I said too about if you go too far into your pot and you're hitting the bottom, you're not picking up enough paint. There we go. Hi, Kara. How are you? Yeah, and I got here after you drew the... I do. It's in the shopping list, but it looks like this. I know Lenny had looked or asked, but it looks like this. It comes with 4 or 5 different ones, and this is the one I use. Good. I'm glad. I haven't seen you in a while. I'm glad you're good. Yeah, if you did you ask for the shopping list? Because I don't remember. If you did, it's on there. Okay. All right. Did everybody do the black dots with the light? Yeah, well, hey, busy is good. Busy is good. If you all did the black, are you ready for the micro dots? Did any of you, other than Jessica, use white in your color palette? Dawn, you're painting along? Or are you answering another question? Oh, okay, cool. Do we want to use a metallic there? Like zinc? Or, so I have, hang on a minute. I just put them all away. So I have white pearl, which is a white or white. We could do white. I want to make sure whatever we use, everybody has. I think that would be nice. Did everybody agree? We'll add a little bit of white. Although Jessica is using white. Jessica, will you be able to use white for your micro dots? You should. Yeah, let's do white. Okay, I think that'll look good too. And that'll give us that contrast. Hang on a minute, I want to see. Let me just do the small end of the pink and see how that looks real quick before you guys. Yeah, okay, the small end of the pink. Yeah, and Jessica, if you don't want to use the white and you have a metallic, you can use that. Just because we're doing one thing doesn't mean everybody has to do it exactly the same way. That's why we're doing this, so that we can use our own creativity. Thank you for the follow. Alpha. I have no idea. It looks like an alphabet. Sorry, I cannot say that. Thank you. Hi, Kate. All right, so the small end of the pink tool. I think white was a good choice, guys. I think metallic would be nice too. I really think it depends on the background that you have. Thank you for the heart me, Tasha. Thank you. You guys don't know how much those little things get our room and our community out there for other people to find out and work and paint with us. So heart me flex. Thank you. Little things like that just tells the algorithm, I guess, what it wants to know. And your comments too. Judy, you know what I need is the angry thing. Yeah, overreact. I absolutely think that is hilarious. I have never seen that. I have to find that. And I'm going to have to start sending that to. I wanted to go live today because my patient, he sleeps when he's getting his infusion, and they don't have Wi-Fi. So I was like, "Oh my God." So I started reading a book and that I'd read before called The Lost Apothecary. Oh my God. How do you say it? Why can't I say my words? Find your words, Victoria. The Lost Apothecary. Has anybody read it? It's so good. It's the second time I'm reading it. You Need Rocks. I think that came out good, guys. Yeah, it is not fully what you would expect from the book. So, yeah, I got to keep an eye out for our puzzle piece thing too. I wonder why it says the goals. I thought the goals, I don't know. Weird. Is the Heart Me Flex what I have up here for the color choice palette? What's the puzzle piece? Will paint work for rocks? I don't know. Anyways, I put those up there a long time ago. I totally forgot about them. Thank you for the TikTok and the wink wink. Yeah. I know, like work for food, but work for rocks. It's hard. Like, it's funny because, like, when I go looking for heart-shaped rocks, sometimes I can't find them. Okay. Let's plan out now what we're going to do. Judy, no mirrors, right? Because I put more paint on my tool. Which stencil did you use? That's a good question. Same as me. Okay. So my guess is with the now, do you have, you're sure you have these exact tools? Okay. Okay. It's probably because I have more paint on my tool. My paint is probably but we're gonna work with it. So we're gonna work with it. When you say I'm further up. So I haven't gotten to the first line yet. So I haven't gotten to the first horizontal guide mark. Are you close to it? Oh, you sent me a picture. Oh boy. I don't know how to do that while you're okay, I'm closer. No. Okay. So Jessica, do this. If you make another row of dots, would that help? So just make another row. Don't go up in size. Use the same size and go around with. Okay. So if you guys, but I wouldn't go up in size. I would just make another row of dots with the last one. And sometimes it does. Absolutely. Yeah, so if you're that far away, I would say I'm about what does that look like? Not quite a quarter of an inch, like an eighth of an inch. Yeah, so but I wouldn't go up in size. If doing another row of dots the same size brings you to that line, then, and you're sure you put all your lines on there, you didn't miss those lines. And we'll wait. Okay. You're 1 centimeter away. Okay, so let's see. So you could probably do another row of dots too. Okay. I probably just use more paint. And again, this is part of that. You're going to find your flow, how you paint. You're never going to paint like me. So you go ahead and do that. And I'm just going to plan out our next step. So one, two. So you want swooshes, right, Judy? So let's use the purple rod. And I'm going to go slow. You guys. Okay. So I'm going to use a purple rod. Same thing. I'm going to go and I'm going to get you guys so that we're all on the same page. So when you're ready, I want you to put your dot just above or at that mark. And we're doing every other. Thank you for liking the live. Appreciate. Appreciate. Okay. And like I said, I'll pause so that you guys don't rush. Take your time. We got almost all night. Okay. So then, like I said, your goal is going to be when you get ready. I use number 5. You can use whatever color you want. You don't have to be exactly like me. I use number 5 and the purple rod, and then I put it every other guide mark on that first horizontal. Does that work, Kate Mack? I don't even know. I know Mason does that when he's in here. He puts that comment in there. I don't know if it works, but I don't care. Thank you. Comments, any comments help. So are you enjoying yourself so far, Kate Mack? Cat Mack? Cat Mack. Do you do any, did you tell us, do you do any arts and crafts? See? Yep. I use the purple. It just, I've heard once you hit 10,000. Yeah. Well, we're getting there. We had somebody with a one of those devices the other night. It was crazy. So what do you do? Do you post your do you post on the TikTok your stuff? Oh, you do have one. I have not invested in one, but most of my friends that I follow have one, and it just cracks me up. I guess I'm one of those that just doesn't have that. Um, so is there a certain craft that you do? Wreaths, paper bead. Ooh, paper bead. I haven't seen that in forever. And you knit hats. Very cool. I haven't seen paper bead jewelry in forever. How cool. Um, and I cannot knit. I mean, I like to knit. I learned to knit. I learned to crochet. I'm just not good at it. I've done a little bit of everything. This just happens to be the one um, art form, craft, or whatever that I truly spend the most time on. That being said, I'm outdoors a lot. We fish a lot. So when I'm indoors or have to be indoor, and then I say that, sometimes I'm studying. Because like I said, I'm in a nurse practitioner program, so sometimes I'm studying. Thank you for what do they call it? The wink wink. All right, give me a thumbs up when you guys are to this point. And you're not rushing. We'll get everybody squared away. I know there's quite a few of you painting. All caught up. Awesome. Okay. Yeah. Oh, really? I kind of have transitioned away from that. I mean, I'm still on there, but I just touch base with like people every once in a while. I'm not really on there that much anymore. This app offers just different stuff. Ooh, mosaics is cool too. Fun. I've done like fused glass and I've learned how to make glass beads, but I think doing a stained art or stained glass class would be really cool. Are you under the same name there? I think that would be really cool. See, that's fun that you do that. That's funny. All right, Judy, are you, Cece, you're good? We're all good now? We have the same. Painted rug? How cool. Okay, cool. All right. All right, Judy's typing too, so we must all be on the same page. Okay, I am going to skip. I'm not going to use black yet, but I do want to go. I like the 3 next to this lighter one. So let's do some swooshes. Let me figure out what size though. Hang on. I think that will be a little, okay, so we want to kind of get and close in this space. So we'll do a few. So one, let me do one real quick. I'm not really sure. Okay, I'm going to use the large end of the yellow for this first one. I had to kind of put the dot down to kind of see what I wanted to do. Now, in this case, that first one is you're going to try and hug it, but don't touch because it'll bleed. Mine's still kind of wet. Okay. And we're going to take our time, push the paint. Okay. Pretty much that first dot's like right over top. And just giving it a little bit of a break. And then pushing the paint around. Oh, that's what I was going to break up. Yeah, you could also do the hair dryer. That's what I was going to tell you. So the saga with the tractor, right? So they deliver that tractor, take it back, and they call him today. Now, mind you, he worked last night. The day before he got up early because it was like Christmas Day for him because the tractor was coming. So he got up early. Then the whole thing with the tractor, by the time all that was done, he didn't get to go back to bed. So he worked all night, got up again early because they told him they would deliver it again during the day, got up early, called him and said, "Oh, we're gonna come out this evening and show you how to use it." I mean, who does that? Who assumes, somebody's schedule? So, anyways, it's coming tomorrow at 9 a.m. So he's working again on like very little sleep, which really bothers me. I mean, right now he keeps saying, "No, I'm fine, I'm fine." I'm like, one day you're not going to be fine. But I know he's a good truck driver, so I know if he's tired, he'll stop. But yeah, who just assumes like you made the mistake and then you're just gonna, we'll come whenever we want. No, that's not how it works. He's too nice. I'd have been like, "No, you're not doing that. You don't get to decide. I already waited a week." I don't know. Tell me, ladies, do you find yourselves with way less patience as you're getting older? I thought, and I don't like blow up like I used, like when I was younger, I would like lose my mind. Now I shut down, I guess is what I do. I just don't have the patience for the nonsense. Yeah, and I feel like it's a side effect of menopause, I think. Oh my God, I can't laugh right now. But I think that's what it is. It's like the side effect. Yeah. Well, that's like the whole thing with my bow. Like, I take it, and all I want the guy to do is lower the weight so that I can draw it because I need to practice. And I had the string redone, and I didn't know what the pound, because I didn't pick it up. So Frank picked it up. He's not new to archery, but he's new to archery. He doesn't really know the questions to ask. So I get there and the guy's like, nah, it's at like 45 pounds. I'm like, yeah, you got to drop that. That's all I wanted him to do. But no, he had to go fiddle with something else. I mean, I didn't lose any arrows over it, so that was good. I mean, he's a nice guy. I mean, he was really helpful. He chatted with us for a while, really, and he's like, you're shooting to the right, and I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm like, how do you know I'm shooting to the right? You didn't even see me shoot my bow. Who does that? If you know anything about archery, it's just like painting. Everybody does it different. Where, especially your eyeballs, I shoot with both eyes open, and some people do not. Frank can't. But I was taught to do that. So I don't know. I don't know what made him go and fiddle with my sight, but I got it back. It does not. Right, Tasha. I think that's what it is. It's like it's not like there's no argument. It's just, I can't. I can't. No, there's no metallic in it. I was wondering when you said it looked silvery. No, there's no metallic in there. That's like from, I've been on lives before where like there's like drama. And I'm like, we are grown-ups and you're having like high school drama? Like I can't. I don't even know why anybody, like, do your own thing. Do your own thing. How's everybody doing? Yeah, I've heard that in like some of the like craft rooms, and I'm like, we're crafters. Okay, no worries. I'm not. It just blows my mind. I guess, like, I thought that whole, like, I don't know, being an individual is like, you got to keep up with the Joneses still. I don't. No, I don't. Marcia, it's okay. All right. I feel like with a lot of things, like I look at something and I'm like, oh, I really don't like the way that came out. And somebody would be like, no, my God, that's beautiful. And I'm like, okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, and that's, I promote that, Marcia, is like, use what you have because you don't know if you're going to like it. But I feel like for beginners, that ombre, it just is a little more pleasing to the eye. You don't have to worry about matching colors. Stop. We like what we like. I mean, you go to a craft store and, you may go to a table and you'll be like, oh my God, I love, and there's like nobody else there. And then everybody's over at somebody else's table and you're like, what is that? True. That's how I looked at it. If you're doing an ombre, you need a large bottle of white and a couple of pretty bright colors or primary colors. Right? We had fun painting the purple though too. Okay, so still kind of wet, but yeah, that's so cool that it just comes off. Okay, so now we're going to do our next swoosh. You're loving them for once. All right, let's go with number 2. I'm not sure where I'm going to put black in again, but I like the way it's drying. I wasn't sure because, you know, it's shiny when it goes down, but I like the way it's drying. All right, let me think. I think I'm going to use the large end of the white, but give me a second before you guys. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, and then a swoosh. Yeah. It dries matte. Vilma, thank you for the follow. All right. So this is going to be, we're going to do that. Oh, then the metallics have a sheen. That's cool. So we're going to do that triangle. So you're going to come up a little bit. Okay. And then you're going to do your triangle. So basically, it's above and then 2 on the line. You should have to come on the other side. So you'll come up a little bit. Did your last one get sandwiched between 2 horizontal lines? Oh, sorry. Side of the white. Large. I'm being very literal right now. This side of the white. So it's a little big though. I don't know, guys. Just be careful. It might be too big for you. Okay. Just swapped. Yeah, it might be a little too big and it might run into, because mine just did. So I'm just maybe a little less paint. I tapped a couple of times. And now when I come around on this one, I actually kind of come down. I tried to come down to more of a point down there. Yeah, get some paper. Thank you for the follow, Dolly. Join us. And remember, you can flip that tool over. And kind of smooth out your edges if you need to. So hopefully we're at a spot where you can use your guide marks now, and you're going to probably find that I don't know, mine is starting to try to run together. So just, like I said, be careful. I don't know why this one seems to be really runny. And again, I am trying to get as close to that last one, but I don't want it to bleed together. And then I'm coming down to a V, if you can see that. Hug, don't touch. I don't know if you guys can see. I'm not curving around it. I'm kind of coming down like we would if it was a brush stroke, maybe. It's hard though. Sometimes I feel like, especially if there's not enough time for them to dry, you end up, regardless, they start to blend into each other. But yeah, if you find that the white tool is too big, switch to the size below it. Tasha, that's a good point. Like some of us are painting and you guys are just sitting there watching. That's hilarious. I never thought about that. Well, we enjoy you being here. I'm so glad you found our little, thank you for the heart me, Marcia, our little niche, our little neck of the woods here. Well, there's quite a few people out there. If you guys have any questions about what's happening, or if you're just enjoying paint dry like 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 Tasha, I mean, you can put a thumbs up in the chat. So how are you guys doing with the swooshes? We teared up. I don't know what that means. We keep getting that. I don't even know what it means. Terrible. Now remember, if you are doing these and you're getting too much paint down, wipe your tool off. You like watching paint dry too, Sandra? We appreciate you. Mason was here and then he left again. He's not been hanging around too much. And just slowly come around. Remember, don't push too hard on the wood. If you push too hard on the wood, you're defeating the whole purpose. You'll end up putting a big divot in your wood and you'll be angry. I think a gray background would have been... Well, now, Marcia, mine was supposed to be gray. When I opened up the bottle, it looked gray. And then when I painted, it turned this color. It's weird. I have never had a paint do that. But we don't know what it looks like because we got, do you? Oh, I guess, yeah, in the laptop, it does kind of look gray. I'll be interested to see what everybody's look like when they're dry. I think that'll be like when we have some that are wet and some that are dry, it's really kind of hard to tell how it's going to dry or what it's going to look like. So remember, this is the time if you're wonky to get things back in order by using those guide marks, because using them gets you centered again. So see, this dot was a little bit off this way, so I'm trying to like shift it back a little bit. They're your friends. Your guide marks are your friends. And again, slowly pushing that paint around and then coming down to a V. Yours or mine, like from the class? I have, well, I was, but right now they're going, the whole live is going uploaded. I usually do. I haven't been lately. Not on purpose, but it takes like from the live, I have to find it in there, and sometimes that takes a while. Oh, no. And you know what? We need to get better at trying to figure out how we can go do the whole live thing together. But I have to, give me this weekend. I've got to research how we can go live together without just randos popping in on us. But I haven't figured out how to do that. Heather was going to help me, but she's busy too. Yeah, because that's the reason I haven't done it again, because I'm like, I got to figure out how those people, oops, that one I kind of messed up. Yeah, well, that was our, originally we talked about it and we did it. Cece and Judy and I were on live together, but we had a couple people pop in that, like Jay, were just able to go into a box. And we don't want that. So, hi, Jen. How are you? Yeah, I think that would, thank you for the heart me. I think, like I said, that's our goal, is to be able to support that. The thing with that is that, we have to keep like the comments going and the likes going. Like there's a lot of other moving parts for that to work. Because ultimately, it still has to be like, community. So what we thought would work really well is that at the end of the live, they'd have to turn your cameras on, and not necessarily on you, but on your piece, so that we could see them. So Sandra, so you've been going and looking at the full live? No worries, Jen. We're glad you're here now. And well, yes, they could. You've been a fan for a whole month. Thank you. And I could, obviously, they'd have to give me permission. Some people have actually, Cece started posting her stuff. So she's putting herself out there. But yeah, for those that didn't want to post it on their own page, sure, I could do that. Kind of like, look, this is what one of, the community members did. Yeah, I had been posting everything that we had done, and then I started, putting the full thing out there and kind of let the posting go to. Yeah, that's why I say it's unedited. So I am not editing that because there's too much going on in that 2 and something hours. Thank you, Lenny, for the rose. Appreciate it. Thank you for the likes. Yeah, so I'm glad that you're accessing that and it's working. Yeah. Did you get to see the pattern page from my God, last night? See, there is a big shadow. Oh my goodness. It's pretty. I actually love the way that black dried. Like I said, when it first went on, I'm like, oh, it's so inky black. Okay. So, that being said, I think I'm going to do a black swoosh from here down to here. And then, actually, I'm going to do walking dots and then the swoosh here. Wait, hang on a minute. Hold on, hold that thought. If I do the swoosh here, that's long enough. I don't think I want it bigger than that. And then walking dots like we do sometimes just around that edge. Yeah, I like that black. Yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised. I had no idea what to expect. All right, I'm going to test run. Is everybody at about the same size now? We're all kind of in the same. Thank you for sharing the live. Gold? What do you mean gold? Gold would, oh, yeah. Oh, like gold, like adding gold? I don't know that we're adding gold. But it would. I like the white too. I think the white was a nice touch. Okay. So we're all about the same size. All right, let me do a test run on the black swoosh, okay? Because I'm not sure what size. Okay. Try the large end of the white and see. No, please. Yeah. Oh, I know. That's right. Yeah. No, we're not using gold because that's the theme of this is like, what did you call it? The like black. So try the large end of the white, and if you're not getting enough paint on it, you can switch to a bigger tool. You don't want a lot of space between them, but you want a little bit. So if you're having a hard time with enough paint, you could switch to the large end of the blue. And let me do that on this one because I feel like I really had to struggle to get. Yeah, I actually like the blue a little better. It is not. I don't know. We haven't really talked about it. We were going to use metallic for the micro dots. I think we will, but we may use like the bliss drops. Oh, fun! It is not. This is smaller on this side. That's fun. That'll be fun. Yeah. I love that you guys are thinking outside of the box. I want to do a moon, a crescent moon. Definitely feeling the blue, the large end of the blue is easier to move. That amount of paint. Oops. So then I gotta fix that because it kind of got wonky. Yes, please do the moon on. I don't have a moon. I don't have a moon shape. I'm just saying that's one of the things like they have at, the stores that you could do. If I get to a store and I see one, I will remember to pick it up. And you guys are just going to keep pushing me out of my comfort zone. Hi, Joe. How are you? Draw it. I could. We could draw that. I have never done a shape. I mean, I've done like the, hang on, that did not. I've done, like this box, but it's a heart. Like it's, I've done that, but most of the stuff I do is round or like the rocks. I've not really done anything beyond that. Good, good. I'm glad you're here. Doing something different again. Everybody keeps pushing me out of my comfort zone. We're doing a black and gray palette. Judy is in an exchange thing. And she's doing this for her person. And yes. Yes, that's the thing right now, Christmas in July. But I was looking at one of somewhere, and I did not see any on the shelves yet, which kind of shocked me. But I'm sure you could get them elsewhere. I think that would be fun to work towards. Doing that book with dot art. Well, I did this. I picked these up because I use these for work. And I spray painted this. You can kind of see had a design on the back. They weren't black. They had some pattern or something. So I did that. And just kind of stopped there. I just wanted to see what it would look like. But yeah, like the possibilities are endless. I mean, I thought maybe we could work towards doing, an ornament. You guys have to get your dots where you can do smaller ones and have because it's a smaller space. It's smaller. So, everything's tucked in, and if you're putting your dots too close to each other, then they're going to all run together. The beauty of working on them is you can wipe it off and start all over again. So, Lauren, you missed the swoops. Hi, Lauren. How are you? You made it 12. Yeah, see, that's kind of like what I'm thinking I would like to do. I think that would be fun. But yeah, I think it would be really good, as we, people are more comfortable, they're able to get their dots smaller, and they're working, because right now this is like we're working in a like we're working big because I don't want you to get frustrated with trying to do tiny, tiny little dots. But when you're doing the ornaments, like you're going to start small. You missed the swoops on what, Lauren? Oh, on this that we just did? Well, I'm not redoing them. Lauren, thanks for the follow. But I love the way that black dried. So I'm excited to see what this looks like now. Okay. You did. You missed them. What time do we have? Oh, 9:52. Man, I've been doing too much talking. Okay. All right, Judy. Do we want to do white walking dots? Let me think here. Because we have room for, not with that tool we don't. Hang on. We have room for a swoosh here, but this is too wet. That you risk running into it today. Oh, they get erased. For the black one, for the black this size, I switched to the large end of the blue. Yeah, some people use like a baby wipe or just a moist, like even a t-shirt, like, but not super wet. I just found that the baby wipes leave like lint on my wood, which for whatever reason is annoying to me. So I use this. I got to be careful it doesn't flake on my project. But it's called a plastic eraser. Yeah, and that probably comes off with like a baby. I'm trying to remember. So when I did mine, so I did ornaments I did everybody's initial, like in cursive. I didn't do guide marks for that. I guess I must have done some sort of guide marks. I don't know with what though. I'd have to pull them out. Maybe I didn't even make guide marks on it. But a chalk pen works, huh? On the plastic? Yeah, you're welcome, Joe. I have a chalk pen. Maybe that's what I used. Honestly, I don't remember. Okay. Plastic and glass. But yeah, so I used on that particular size the large end of the blue. Okay, so Judy, back to you. Are you with us? If you're with us, do you want... I think we should... God, I really want to do something right along here. I'm thinking... Hang on, let me look at this. So if we did walking dots, I don't want to do walking dots. I think we need to do a swoosh here. Carefully. Some of my black is starting to dry because I'm talking too much. You want to do white? You want to do a white swoosh? Okay. Okay. I'm going to be the one that goes in here and tries to figure out what size we're using though, okay? So hold on a second. Because I don't want it as big, obviously. Just want it to kind of come and kind of fill in like right to there. Okay, that's the small end of the white tool. So in this tonight's live, we use black. So I tend to make custom palettes here, only because like this is a bit for beginners, and I don't want them to think that they need to go out and buy 5 different colors to get a color palette. So we do a lot of custom palettes using a primary color, black, purple, red, or whatever. And then it depends on what it is, but often mix it with white or, you know, maybe like a sand gray or something like that. So this one is all black and then smaller amounts of black. Like this one has hardly any black in it. And then I've filled up to about the same level with white and just mixed them. And with this paint, I don't have to like add anything. The only thing I do tell everybody is that when you add the white or the lighter colors, they can get thinner and then kind of maybe run. So you just have to kind of, you have to learn learn the paint. That's why I recommend the 110-pound paper to practice on, only because it's not the same, but it won't run as much because it like the paper absorbs it more. It's more porous. So let me think here. Where did I start? Over here. Kind of look. So I want to get a curve in there. Like I said, I don't want it too big. Here we go. Did I answer your question, Lauren, correctly? Sometimes I want to make sure I read the question correctly and then I answer it correctly. Sometimes I ramble. That happens too. Yeah. Oh, I'm off camera. Sorry, guys. I actually got it close enough to me where I could see. Instead of a foot away. Okay, let's see if we can do this without doing that again. Sorry. Almost looks like a butterfly. Really? I would have never, I didn't know that. I mean, as long as it doesn't change the paint and it does what they want it to do. I mean, it doesn't crack or anything. Mod Podge, I feel like, is kind of temperamental. Most of the time, people have said like what they add is like Floetrol or Flow something or other. But I don't find that I have to add anything. I do learn the paint though, and I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes it takes some dots before I learn the paint, and then I'm okay. But and that's a good point too, because if the community decides they want to do an ornament, they're going to have to, really know their Floetrol makes it thinner. Oh, to be thick. Okay. This is starting to be intense. And don't, Tasha, we got a long way to go. But the ornaments are fun. Because like I said, if you make a mistake and you don't like it, you just wipe it off. It's great. But that looks like a butterfly to me. Am I wrong, guys? I almost want to do one here. Like another swoosh up. But we won't. We're going to keep it simple. Now, if I was doing this project and that came, I would do a swoosh up the bottom side. And remember, as you're doing this, if your things are getting too big or not flowing right or whatever, it might be time to wipe off your tool. Okay, I've already wiped mine off a couple of times. I don't know. See, now, like, the reason I say that is because that point didn't really point because it had too much paint on it. Yeah, I usually have, where's she? Tasha. So what I usually suggest if somebody decides they want to start doing dot art, I say find the craft paint that you're going to have available to you and practice with that. Don't practice with a bunch of different brands. I'm also going to tell you, everybody paints different. Everybody. And I expect, like, there's going to be, like, creativity moments where what we're doing isn't the same. That took me a long time to be like, oh, yeah. Like, just now, I'm like, oh, yeah, that would be kind of cool. Or even, like, walking dots up that bottom side. But it took me a long time before I had that, like, ability to be like, oh, I know what I could do there. So one lady that practices on a... Oh, that's cool. The wiping off the tool. Yep. Because you'll just keep going and you'll be like, why does it look so terrible now? And then you're like, oh yeah, because I could wipe off my tool a little bit. And then it gets fresh again and everything starts to look like it's supposed to. Oh, that white with that black. That really... Good call, everybody. I love a good collective. All right, Jen. Oh, you gotta go to work. All right, Jen. Have a good night. We'll see you. Hopefully we'll see you Sunday. Be careful. Oh, need a little more paint. So I don't have very much white in there, and my tool is like scraping the bottom. Which, remember what I told you, when that happens, you're not going to get the right amount of paint on your tool, and that's what was happening for me. Maybe a white top dot. Yeah, we're going to do something there. We haven't decided what, but we're definitely going to do something. And I planned that way. That was planned because I wanted to do a top dot there. Just haven't gotten there yet. I'm always very cautious about top dots because if you do it and the paint is still kind of wet, they don't look right. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Oh, yeah. Well, so did I, because obviously I've done it before. Yes, it's so pretty. Thank you, Judy. This is has been fun. Fun, fun, fun. Okay, so Judy, let's refresh. Did you say yes, you want to do mirrors? Because I don't know if you were saying yes to that or yes to something else, or I don't know that everybody has mirrors, but we can still oof. I don't know. We don't really have a whole lot of room for a mirror. We don't have room for a mirror. I mean, if you did every one, that would look right. You couldn't do every other. You'd have to do you could. You don't have enough room or I don't have enough room. How much room do you have from your I have a little over an inch. I have like an inch and a quarter. You have a little more than me? Okay. All right, Marcia, have a good night. Thank you for being here and hanging out with us. I appreciate it. I'm right behind you too. Not too much further. Does everybody have, okay, who has mirrors and who doesn't? I mean, I can show you how to do it without the mirrors, but I just kind of need to know. Judy, do you not want to do mirrors? Do not have mirrors? Okay. It's not necessary, but we can do another pattern, Judy. Do you want to do, let me think, what would look good? Let me look in the pattern book here real quick. So we have about an inch. We're not gonna do the mirrors tonight. Just thinking ahead. Just thinking ahead. Let's see. Let me look at some patterns that we have here. So that was that. Okay, how about this one? This is what I think we'll do. Hi, it's called dot art. Okay, so let's do this pattern. It'll give us time. It'll get us some dots in there. She's not lying. What do you think about that pattern? I think that'll look good. We'll be able to do, hang on, let me pull the tool out here real quick. We'll be able to do 1, 2, I think we'll be able to do every guide mark. And then we'll finish the edge with swooshes. Yeah. And that'll give us that other, I think that'll be good. That's plenty of room. And then, like I said, we'll have the space in here to do the swooshes. More practice on our swooshes. For real, Judy, that's nice of you, but don't let me hold you. Oh, no, I mean, not everybody has them. And it would really be like it would be smushing it in, even for me. So that's why I was like, I don't. And even if we decided on doing that tonight, I probably would be like, we're not gonna cram it in there. So, I mean, but again, you can do it without the mirrors. I just haven't showed you guys really. I mean, I have, but it's kind of usually that's what we do with them. Yeah. So let me show you. This is kind of what we do with them. So we would have enough room to it's almost a similar design. This is just a little bigger, I think. No, maybe not. I swear to God, that's funny. If you look at them, that's way bigger. Yeah, so this is typically how we use them, but you could do them. I've never done them this way. Oh my God, Joe's going to give us another challenge. Jesus, Joe. I've never done them this way. Joe. You mean like that? Joe. All right, guys, one day we'll do this. The only thing is, what do you do? Do you do every? I think that's too much. Ooh, I'm going to have to figure that one out. That mirror's not really cut right. I think we'll do that on another project. And maybe, like I said, I'll show you how to paint the diamonds on too. Because you don't need the bling. But yeah, anyways, this was what I was originally thinking of doing. But I like the other idea. So we're going to do that. Yeah, I did not, don't get them there. So pay attention to the description, because I feel like when I got mine, it came with other shapes, and I have no idea where those other shapes are. I have looked and looked. God only knows what I did with them. Joe, you do. I got to keep it beginner, though. So how do we feel about a metallic? Do we want to? I like the way it looks. Yeah, squares and yeah. Maybe that's what it was. But just pay attention, because you'll get a lot. I mean, I got a lot, and I've used a lot, and I still have a lot. But yeah, I would definitely, certain things I don't have a problem getting online, if that makes sense. But other things, yeah. So what do we think? Should we do, I mean, I know I want to do a top dot, but I'm afraid to do it until it dries. I was thinking black would be really cool there, or white. Hi, MJ. It did. It's coming out really good. They had hearts? Metallic in that space you wanted to swoosh. Oh, I don't know. I could do walking dots there, like along here. I still feel like, but I don't, yeah, I don't know that I would use a like, I don't want it. Sandra in the red background. Yes, that would. That would be really fun. You know, baby steps, Jessica. It happens. You know, that's why I say you can do it really inexpensively, except it's hard to do. So should we just leave it for now and then we'll reconvene? She said her decor is grays and blacks. Metallic in that space. I know. You have. We'll get there. We keep getting special requests. She only had a week to get this one done, so. I know. That, the paint, it's not really expensive. It just, you need like 15 bottles. But yeah, we'll get a red background in there. Do you like, so let me ask this. Red background with the gray, like, who was it that Sandra was saying? Because I'll have this. If I'm not, I can't. Oh, I guess I could. Can I like my own live? Oh, I guess I can. I didn't know I could like my own live. That's hilarious. Well, it's funny. I started tapping my laptop. It's not a touchscreen on my laptop. Okay, so red background. Yes, if you're not dotting, tap. That's a good point. We're gonna get there. All right, so we're gonna leave it tonight. We'll reconvene on Sunday, and we will look at our projects. If anybody, you're welcome to make any adjustments to your own, right? And then we'll have our pattern, so we're all set. We have our palette, our pattern, we'll figure out the metallic part. And our next project will be on a red background. Oh my God. The red. Red is like intimidating to me. I don't know why. All right, Lenny. Yes, I will see you guys Sunday. And again, as always, if you have any questions, the easiest way is to message me. If I don't get your message or I don't respond like in a day, I didn't get your message. Message me again. You won't upset me or you're not a pain or any of that. It just means that somehow or another I didn't see it or it got missed. Yes, I have I like this red. This is one I actually picked up. Good night, Cece. I like this Tucson. It's a Tucson red. It's kind of, it doesn't look, it does dry kind of like that. But yes, if you need anything, message me. And I will see you all Sunday. Again, practice. Do what you want to do. Send me pictures if you want to send me pictures. You guys did great. So glad you're here. We're almost at 25. Do I got to tap? I got to tap it the rest of the way. I'll tap it the rest of the way. Hug, don't touch. Yep. All right, guys. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. 45 people. We went from like something to 45, 56. Every time I try to go off. All right. If you are new here, I will be back 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Sunday night. I'm usually live Sunday through Thursday. Again, 8 p.m. Eastern until 10. It just depends on where we end up in a project. Like this is kind of a stopping point. So we're just going to stop here and then we will reconvene on Sunday. So thank you for being here. If you have any questions, message me and have a great weekend, guys. I appreciate all of you.